Cool. Right. Right. So the next one in the behavioral is state. Yeah. This is what we have it in the book.
Okay.
Yeah. State. Have you heard of this thing? It's state. It's state. Status is also considered as its design pattern, right?
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
they use. I've heard of it. Is it them like when the shared state, flow state, jetpack compose, all that sort of stuff?
Yeah. It's correct. Yeah. Because a state is state, right? We know what is a state. State is I'm giving an object some value, right? And that object is changing in state means the value is changing in
Okay.
for that variable or value we put in as so
Mhm.
state is state, we know the state, but it's also considered as a design pattern when something is changing in state. Yeah. So if you picture that, um, let's draw this. um, imagine we have an application, right, to create Word documents or something, some docs, right? This is the example I can come up with, but the example which is in the book is a bit complicating, So I'm trying to come up with a very quite a simple example, to put this in. Yeah. So we have an application, right, which is creating Word documents or something, some documents, right? It doesn't matter. It doesn't need to be a Word document, some documents, right? So if a user use this application, he would need to access this document and do something with it, right? So what
Mhm.
will he do? When he come, he will open this document, right?
Mhm.
Yeah. So he will open the document and then he will start editing it. So now he will be editing it. It's harder to write. Yeah. You see what I'm saying,
Yeah.
right? He will be editing it. And then once he editing with it, he will save it, right?
Mhm.
Yeah. He will save it. And then finally, once he's done with it, he will close it, right? So see the way the user is interacting with our system. When he accesses this, he will be going through these states. This document itself is going through these states, isn't it?
Mhm.
Yeah. So that's what this is talking about. So if you see a system changing in state, we can apply the state design pattern. That's what this is all about, right? And most of our application in mobile change states. So it's kind of inherently, I mean, with knowing or without knowing, it's changing in states, you know.
Mhm.
So yeah, so yeah, so I've seen um, in some projects they have called something called state machines, you know.
Right. I
Yeah,
heard it. I heard the name. I didn't know what it meant.
yeah, this is what this is. This is letting some context to change in states, you know, you know, something like that.
Okay.
This is that state machine, which is taking care of changing from one state to another, and then from this state to another, you know.
Mm.
Yeah, so it takes care of changing states. That is our state strategy. So if we see something needs to be changing in state, we can immediately think of applying a state strategy, right? So this is very closer to the strategy we learn. So this is the state design pattern. So this is very close to a strategy design pattern too. Yeah, because remember when we studied about strategy, we were applying one of these strategies to change actually the states, right? Because
Mhm.
at the start it was at this strategy, and then at runtime we changed to another strategy. So it's sort of changing states. So it's closer to the strategy, but the strategy is a little bit different from the state design pattern because of we tell what strategy to be applied so that what state it will be in, right? This system will be in. But
Mhm.
compared to this one, this is making the decision by itself. The state machine will take the decision saying, okay, I'm starting you from this state, And when I see you in this state, I'm going to change you to go to the next state. That's why it's kind of you know, separated and put into another design pattern, which is called state. Yeah. Cool. That's all about this. So yeah, so if we now create this is in an example. Yeah, let's create this. Yeah. So let's say we have a class called document. Yeah. So this is our class, you know, which we're going to see how this can change in state. Yeah. So for the change in state, we can create a seal class and call this a document state, and create data classes to be in those states. Yeah. And as we have seen, this document can be in these states, right? So let's create them then. So document states will be, to start with, it will be, what is it? What was it we said? Yeah, open.
Open.
Yeah. Or rather than saying, are we opening the document? So we can say, that, yeah, it's in an open state. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, no problem. I was even thinking empty or something, but it's the open state, no? Yeah. And then let's say, just for the sake of it, I mean, we're going to be printing what state this is in. Let's give a value for this, which is state name or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Cool. And now we need a couple of more, and this will be, the next will be in editing. Yeah. Oh, sorry. We need to, if it's a seal class, we need to extend it, no?
Yeah.
This is it. Oh, there's something called open already there somewhere in this project, you know. So let's say
Is it because it's a keyword?
no. I think, you know, we've we have open as a data class somewhere.
Okay,
One of
right.
these places, you know. Yeah, it's okay. So I've changed to empty, which is the open state, right? So we can when we come into this document, it will be in an empty state, right? So we can say this is empty too, isn't it? Oh, the document is in empty state when you open it. Yeah, just for the sake of it, I mean, having that state
Yeah.
to be in, right?
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So all these have to be doing that, and this is not okay. So we have editing, and after editing, he can move to saving, save, and close, right? Yeah. Are we happy with a document can go through these states, right?
Right.
Yeah, empty will be empty to start with. Somebody will be in the editing state, then they will have to close it before before closing, they will have to save it and then close it, right? Yeah, pretty neat. Right. So how do we use this to change states? It's something that, I mean, we can write it here. So when a user call our write function, or how do I say it? The user will call our application to access the document. Yeah. So let's say access document, no? So when he accesses the document, he will need to start with the state, no? So yeah. Yeah, I'm thinking. Yeah, and then let's say, I mean, he's saying he's going to tell us what he's going to do. Yeah, or even just that. I mean, so yeah, he's accessing the document. And then when he accesses it, it needs to be in a default state, right?
Okay.
Yeah, this is our default state, which would be document state empty. Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah, sorry. Oh yeah, this is yeah, it's
You've got
yeah.
to put a string in there.
Yes, correct. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Opened. Yeah. Oh,
Okay.
or something like that. Empty state is like, I mean, which is when it's opened. Yeah, that's because we said it's the state name, right? Okay.
Mm.
So far so good. So when we are here now, now we are going to take this. This is the one which is going to be acting like a state machine, no? As we said, it needs to change the state as the user comes into this. The user accesses the document, and then this thing needs to change states. So as he opened it, so now we can say when. Uh, mm, um, yeah, let's say, I mean, he can tell us, I mean, what he's doing, right?
Yeah.
It can edit, no? Yeah. So user can start with editing. Yeah. So let's say, I mean, he will give us the state he's wants to be in. He wants to be in, right? So I could change this to a user state. So but then I mean it'll be. We'll see how this looks, right?
Mm.
Uh, State. So but when he accesses the document, he will say what he wants to be in, right? And then now we can let this thing control by checking the state of the user coming in to move the document context to be in the other states accordingly. So yeah, so if the state is in close, actually, what is close? Yeah, to start with empty, right? So this has to be the first one.
Hmm.
And he can be in the editing. I'm just putting in the right order.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So if he's saying that, I mean, he's in the
How
end.
did you make it jump up like that?
It's the control shift arrow.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. See, these quite cool shortcuts, we can use. Yeah, because according to the IntelliJ shortcuts I'm using in this Mac. Mac, sometimes differ from the keyboards as well, because I have a control command option. You might have alt as a key somewhere. If you have alt, that then it will be different. But I have control option command and shift. Yeah.
Mm.
Okay. But anyway, yeah. So according to that key map I have, I'm using um command shift and arrow. Yeah.
Okay.
Cool. It will be similar if you have alt. So it'll be either alt or control you will have to use with this combination. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. So we're saying the user is coming and accessing this document and is saying he's in this state. Yeah. So the state machine in this case, which is the document, would check what state he is in to move him along the next states to go through. Yeah. So if he's in the empty state, we can say he should move to the next state, no? Editing. Actually, yeah, we are assigning this to be that. No?
Mm.
What happened here? Oh, um, mm, wait. When the state is empty, we want to assign this to this. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. Mm, what's the problem there? Oh, because it's confusing with the types, you know. Let's call this as a document state too. Come on. Yeah, you should be fine now. Yeah, because we didn't tell, you know, what that thing is. You know, that's why it's getting confused to assign a document state to this. Yeah. So document state is a document state. Start with, it will be empty. And then when the user comes with the state, we check what the user coming with us. If it's is empty, you know, then we can let the context, which is in this case the document, to be moving to the next state, editing, so he can start editing it. And if he's editing, we can tell, yeah, just to carry on, like, and I mean, yeah, he will be in the saving. That's the next, you know, to move. Just to show this as an example, you know, don't thinking, I mean, it wouldn't look, it might look a bit not like not making much sense, but I mean, this is how we can let something to move the states, you know. That's what I'm showing. Yeah. So if he's in the saving, then he can move to the next state, which is the close. And then when he close, he'll be back to empty, right? Yeah, which is this. Yeah, so we can move the system like that. So user comes in with the state, we check what state he's in, and if according to what state he's in, we can move the system to go to the appropriate next state. Yeah, yeah, something to show, illustrate that. I mean, how we can let something to control the states.
Right.
Yeah, in this case, you know, that's what we're doing, right? So somebody comes in, access the document, and he says, because by default he'll be in the empty state, or even if he tell, you know, what state he's coming back with. I mean, so he might have come and, you know, close the document and resuming back, saying I was editing before. So if he's editing before, what's the next state this should be going to? Saving, right? So that's kind of, I mean, that's kind of the thing, you know, we are doing here, so that the state design pattern is kind of in place, you know. Yeah. So yeah, if you want to say this, to see this in action, let's create a document with yeah, document is just a class, an object, and then we can call document dot access document, right? But we have to say document state to be empty. So the user is saying I'm in the starting state or something. Yeah, that's what he's in. And then let's see, I mean, whether according to this we have, he can be moved to the next state. So yeah, so we have the data classes of these. So how do we put in this? So yeah, so every time when we start, we can say in state the given one now, and then every time is moving, after it's moved, we can take, you know, what state this is now in. Then say yeah, okay. So I'll put the prints here. Yeah. As we start, when the user comes in, we're checking document is in start state as what. And then if he's into that state, you know, we have moved accordingly. And then we're checking what is it now in, you know. Yeah. 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 So the documents, yeah. So it started as empty, starting. And then because of he was in an empty state, and we have moved him to the editing state.
Right.
This check here. So because of we are letting this document work as a state machine. Yeah.
Right.
State control. Yeah. So if you see anything like this is a state design pattern applied here. I'm just showing a very basic, simple example, right? But I have seen some monstrous state machines taking billions of states to be switched from one to the other. And that looks so complex. So we try to avoid not using a monstrous design pattern, state machine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, to use the state design pattern, if you can see something quite small like this, I mean, which is obvious, and it will not grow in states as well. Imagine you have this 4 or 5 year, and it start growing, and then it becomes 100 one day. And if you open a state machine, this code would look so ugly and convoluted.
Yeah.
Convoluted, yeah. So we don't want something to grow unnecessarily. Then it's saying, you're not using the design pattern correctly. Probably, strategy would be the best one to choose at that time, because you're just, letting a state machine to grow unnecessarily, because of you're not giving the state machine the control to switch states, and you are the one who is actually changing it by telling, this is growing and unnecessary. So a state machine shouldn't be having a lot of states. It should just,
Right.
or it has to have well-defined states, something like this. A document will be always in these states, right? So tomorrow our business requirement wouldn't come and say, hey, a document can be in a flying state. No, what does it mean? It will never be in something unusual, right? It'll be always in one of these. Well, so yeah, then it's a good example to have a state machine like this to control the states, to take control of the states, But if you start seeing a state machine growing in many states and keep adding in with new states and all that crap, nah, that's growing. And in our code base at the moment, we have so many state machines which is doing exactly this, and it's so bad at the moment. This is our legacy code. The intention was using a state machine in our code, started probably with some well-defined states, but now the system has changed. That's like, I mean, in I think in 90s or something, when this was actually written, our code base we're dealing with.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's very legacy. State machines used in projects are like quite legacy these days, Yeah. Yeah. But this is a strategy which we can use, well-defined states, and we let a context, which in this case, an object, take control over switching states from one to the other. Yeah. That's all about it. I'll put the comments up here as well, that, I mean, what these things do when we commit this. Oh, we'll write it down, together. Yeah, that's about this, really, this design pattern is talking about. So this is very close to strategy. You can think of this as a strategy, but if you see the context is taking care of switching states, then it's a state strategy. Sorry, state design pattern. Yeah. Any questions, Charit? What do you think? Charit? Where's Charit? Charit, you're muted.
Hello.
Oh, okay. Yeah. What do you think?
I'm okay.
Right, cool. Yeah. You have you used anything like this before? State machine. A state machine like this.
I think no, but in mechanism I have used, and it may I think for Flutter.
In Flutter.
Yeah.
Okay.
Stateful and stateless component.
Yeah. That rings a bell. Yes. You can make something stateless or stateful. Yeah, but then the state machine will be always stateful, because I mean you're dealing with a lot of states, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So something to do with stateful. I mean, yeah, if you have states to switch through, yeah, this is the state strategy. I keep calling strategy because they are kind of the same, so strategy and state. So this is a state design pattern. But then, Jason, yeah, you understood the difference? Like, I mean, what is strategy and, state design pattern?
I know the strategy was that to extend functionality.
Correct. Yeah, like this, yeah. But we tell as a user that what strategy I'm going to apply at runtime. But the state is kind of the same, but it starts with the state, but from the user, but it then takes the control over, saying, okay, I'm going to move the state according to what state you're coming from. So if you switch states like that, it's a state design pattern, they're saying. Yeah, that's all about it. Yeah.
So to make it not massive, do you have a lot of little state machines, like documents a state machine? Could you have something else as a state machine?
Yeah.
That work together.
Correct. Yeah. Why not? Because I mean, if you see something which is going to change from one state to the other, and it has to be decided in a context like this, in this case, a document, and its document states, yeah, that's a state machine, the state design pattern. And if you have
You said you didn't want it to grow to 100.
No, because it has this context, in this case, a document has well-defined states, right?
Right.
Notice that word, well-defined. This will never grow or change,
Okay.
Yeah. If you have it like that, I mean, yeah, there's no problem of, having a state machine
But it's
or
got to make sense, I suppose.
correct, yeah. If you start growing unnecessarily and not knowing all these states beforehand, then it's a problem.
Yeah.
Won't this design pattern wouldn't make us any justice. You will start growing in code, and the maintenance will be a problem and all that. Yeah. So pay attention to that, because I mean this most of the cases I've seen people have abused this design pattern by letting this to grow with states, unnecessary states.
Okay.
Yeah. A lot of states defined.
That's a new topic. Abuse of design patterns.
Yeah, I know. Probably we can start another one.
Wow. I didn't even think you could abuse.
Oh, this is a clear abusing. I mean, you are letting this thing to grow. The next is going to come, and we don't know what that thing is.
Yeah.
So we had 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the fifth one can come, and it can grow up to 100.
Yeah.
If it's something like that, then nah, no, this is not going to make anything cleaner, right?
Yeah.
So I'll leave it there. Cool. Those are the two ones we want to look at today. Yeah,
this one's quite good. I did see this one before, actually, Guru, where it was through a button click.
Yeah.
So there was a picture on the screen, and it was click the button to juice the lemon. So it started off with an empty glass. When you click the empty glass, there appeared a lemon on the screen. When you click the lemon 3 times, that means you squeeze the juice out of the lemon. Then it changed into a full glass of lemonade.
Where did you see this? An app or something?
No, this was in the code lab.
Ah, okay. So that kind of, I don't know what context we can think of, to put the states in a place, so that we are going to switch the states through.
The only one I saw was through button clicks. It was
yeah.
It was basically the synopsis was you've gone to an orchard and you want to get a glass of lemonade, and then the tree would appear on the screen. You'd click the tree. That means you're picking the lemons. And then once you click the tree, it then showed you a lemon icon on a fruit on the screen.
Okay. All right.
And after you click that was to say, okay, I am squeezing the lemon. So you clicked it 4 times or whatever. Yeah. But behind the click was a random. So you could click it 4 times or 3 times or 2 times.
Yeah. Okay.
That would.
Sorry, go on.
Yeah, and that would give you the amount of juice coming out of the lemon. And once you click that, it would then go to a picture of a cup with a full glass. So and then when you click the cup, it means you've drank the orange juice, and then it goes back to an empty glass again.
Cool. So you can see it's changing in state, right? So this machine you're using.
Yeah.
Right. So yeah. So this is like an application which is changing in state, and if you have this well-defined state, you know, to clear the context, as in, I mean, this machine you're thinking of, then you can use a state machine to, you know, to change states. Mostly in games as well, you know, they use this because the games can start from a state and they can go through different states, right?
This was kind of a game, wasn't it?
Yeah, kind of a game, right? So yeah. Because
where you was pressing the buttons on the screen,
correct,
and moving to the second state.
Right. Yeah, that's a good example. Yeah. But not necessarily. I mean, if you don't need it, even though it's kind of, I mean, satisfying the design pattern to be used, but if you don't need it, you don't necessarily. So it's only needed when it's needed, right? Yeah. Otherwise, we don't want to use anything like anything as such, you know? Yeah. Cool.
Oh, can we just have a little write up of how to define this at the top in the comment section?
Definitely. Yeah, we have 7 minutes. Let's see whether we can do this in 7 minutes. We can. Right. So this one is our state, right? So state design pattern. Yeah. State design pattern is to use a context. Yeah. State design pattern is to give a context, has some state, and let no. State design pattern is to give a context, has some states, and control them by switching from one to another. Yeah, that's what I would say. That's what I would say. So here we're switching the states, right? Yeah, switching state. Yeah, to move to another. Yeah, so that's what we're saying. So a design pattern is to give a context, has some states, and control them by switching from one to another. So it's taking the control. Yeah. That's about it, really. And then iterator, we know this, right?
Yeah, to make an object iterable.
That's it. Yeah, exactly. Thank you for that. So let's see, make an object iterable, so that we can just, I'm just elaborating a bit, so we can iterate through or loop through. No?
Yeah. Okay.
Let's understand a bit more. Yeah, iterate design pattern is to make an object iterable so that we can loop through. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or iterate too. That's a better word, no?
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, we can comment this now. So we are adding iterator and state pattern examples. Yeah, cool. Done.
Nice.
Pushing. Yeah, cool. We're done. Cool, guys. What's up for the weekend then?
Yeah, that's excellent. Cheers to that.
No problem. Yeah. What's the plan for the weekend?
Oh, me?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna try and do a bit of exercise later.
Oh, cool. Well, do you go to gym or you do it at home?
I go to the park.
Oh, okay, cool, man. Yeah.
At the moment, I haven't got the funds for the gym, so I've devised some apparatus. So what I do, Farouk, is I take my car tire to the gym, and I'll make up my own routine.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Yeah, man. I mean, to do exercise, I mean, we don't necessarily need to go to the gym, right? We can make it up.
Yeah.
The body.
I would like, don't get me wrong, I'd love to go to the gym, but at the moment, the circumstances have me.
Sure. Understand that. Yeah. Make the most of it, right? With everything we have. And then, yeah. I remember during the Corona time, I was putting up some exercises for myself and doing it by myself in the garden,
Okay, good.
Yeah. And how about Charit? What's up for the weekend, man? What are you up to?
Usually I try there's Sunday I'm going to for the Tamil class.
Oh, Tamil class. How is that going?
That's the thing I have to do.
Yeah, Charit is learning a new language, Tamil, which I can speak.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm fluent in Tamil. Same like Charit. I'm not very fluent in Sinhala, but Charit can speak Sinhala well. That's his mother tongue. And
okay, right. How many languages are there in Lanka?
Tamil and Sinhala.
Sinhala and a little bit English.
Yes. So yeah, because English is the international language, right? I mean, everyone
What's
can.
the one, Sharif? What one are you learning?
Sorry?
What one are you learning at the moment?
There's class there is a volunteer class. Education.
What language is it?
It is Tamil.
Oh, Tamil. Right. Gotcha. What's your mother tongue? Singular.
Yeah, Sinhala.
Okay, right.
Wow, you just said Sinhala and Tamil like you're Sri Lankan, The pronunciation is absolutely right.
So,
isn't it? But
yeah, most of same.
Yes.
Words
are almost same.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Now it's always good to learn something new, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, good luck, man.
Thank you.
Yeah. And easier to be in the places that I mean where majority of the people speak. Because when I was in Colombo, I was learning more Sinhala though, even though I studied at school and all that. I mean, when I was
you learned it as well?
No, when I was back home, when I was in Sri Lanka, and when I was in Colombo, capital, because of majority speak Sinhala there. So yeah, so I was speaking in Sinhala, and also, most of my friends are speaking in Sinhalese, so Sinhala, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, at the time I was more fluent, I would say, but now no one to speak with, So had a couple of friends, to play cricket with and all that from Sri Lanka. They are Sinhalese. We were speaking in Sinhala, but now they have moved up, and I don't have contacts with them.
We've got 1 minute.
Yeah. Okay. Right, guys. Right then. So thanks for today, and yeah, we'll meet on Wednesday then.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks a lot. Cheers.
Thank you, Charit.
Okay, bye for now, guys.
Yeah. Bye for now. Take care. Bye.